Can you find an example of Simone de Beauvoir setting up any personal gender studies classes that teach that gender
Oh
and
yeah,
sex are
that's
different?
easy. So
Oh, Simone de Beauvoir. You can?
Simone de Beauvoir
Oh,
had her
look at how
philosophy
terrified he
influenced
is.
by Marx.
Oh, look how terrified Vaush is. Oh, God, he goes to the beard stroking immediately. We have to watch this like 5 times because this is
Okay,
so good.
go back.
This is so good. Vaush is like, oh, shit. Just watch the oh, shit on his face as soon as he says, oh, yeah, that's easy.
Setting up any personal gender studies classes that teach that gender
Oh
and
yeah,
sex are
that's
different?
easy. So
Simone de Beauvoir. You can?
Simone de Beauvoir had her philosophy influenced by Marx. Simone de Beauvoir then immigrated to America. She was part of the broader postmodernist
Look at this.
movement.
Look at him.
The postmodernist
Part of the
movement
broader
was
postmodernist.
in France
kind
in
of like the
1950.
abolitionists were part of
Meanwhile-
the
Look, he goes to immediately to interrupting because he's
Right.
like,
Yeah.
he just can't take it.
He can't let him
take
finish. He can't let him speak.
He's like,
finish
wait
the
a
thought.
second here. Oh my God, you've read this stupid feminist that I cite all the time because it's the only thing I've ever read. And you've actually read it. Oh shit. Oh shit. This is Vaush totally running.
Well, and it's so disgusting because his audience, like before this, was they're just mocking, asking for a citation and a source. Like they're mocking the concept of. I'm like this is peak tribal elephant stampede because you know with 100% certainty that if Vaush was arguing with some right winger and some right winger made a claim and Vaush said, "You're just bullshitting. You need to give me a citation for that."
Oh, they
his
would
audience would be
lap
like,
it
"Oh
up.
yeah, he destroyed. He's just bullshitting. Blah 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 blah." And now that the shoe's on the other foot, they're just like totally brain dead.
Right. Citations are cringe, dude.
Yeah.
Citations are cringe.
Right.
Listen to Vaush's gut.
Yes.
influenced by Marx. Simone de Beauvoir then immigrated to America. She was part of the broader postmodernist movement. The postmodernist
part of the
movement
broader
was
postmodernist.
in France
Kind
in
of like the
1950.
abolitionists were part of the
Meanwhile,
broader
the
racial
Frankfurt-
equality
please,
movement.
Please.
Oh my God. Now he's so tenuously trying to make a connection between
I
them.
know.
He's like, look, they had similar patterns of life. They never met one another or read each other's work, but this has got to be from the Cynical Theories book because they lay out
Yeah,
probably. Helen Pluckrose has read all of this garbage that I could never read, and summarized it so brilliantly that book is totally amazing because she puts the logic behind all of their philosophy together.
The fact that you're interrupting me means that
You're winning.
means that you don't want me to finish. The
True.
Frankfurt School means
Yeah,
Based. I'm glad
totally
you called that
true.
out.
Yeah.
This is interesting because I actually before this I'd never heard of Simon de Beauvoir before. And
Have you read Cynical Theories? I'm sure.
I have not read. I
I'm
should,
sure
but I
she's
have
in
not.
there.
Yeah.
She goes through all of the thinkers of the postmodernist movement and like roughly lays all of them out. It's really a great resource.
Mm-hmm. I have it on Audible. I just never listened to it.
Yeah.
But so it says that she published a book called The Second Sex in 1949. And she says, quote, "One is not born, but becomes a woman." With this famous phrase, Beauvoir first articulated what has come to be known as the sex-gender distinction. That is the distinction between biological sex and social and historical construction of gender and its attendant stereotypes. Beauvoir argues that the fundamental source of women's oppression is its femininity, historical and social construction, as the quintessential other.
Wow.
So there you go.
Can you imagine a world without femininity? Where women were just as acting exactly the same as men.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
But see-
that would be a better world.
No, it would not be. No. But it's so much more obvious that if you lay out what she's specifically arguing for, that is the exact specific like Vaush's dumb conception of any woman who's arguing for gender equality is the same, right? Or is based off of the movement. It's like that's stupid. But with this lady, with Simone de Beauvoir, you can very clearly lay out. Well, wait a minute. She's saying she's the first person to make this distinction between biological sex and social construction, and gender. She's saying it's a social construction. She's saying it's, she's kind of bringing in the feminist. It was used to oppress women. Like it's very clear how the ideology of gender identity or gender ideology from today is based upon this idea.
Right. Right. Yeah. So to make the argument, you have to draw some connection between her and the abolitionist movement, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. I do remember in What If's video, he says he took a gender studies course, and I was like, "Oh man, you're a stronger man than me." I don't know if I could get stuck in a gender studies course and not just want to blow my brains out, basically.
Meanwhile, immigrated to America, the Frankfurt School people immigrated to northeastern cities, going to schools like Columbia, Harvard, etc. Thus, from the Frankfurt, and they also read a tremendous amount of postmodernists.
Wait, so they attended these schools?
And you can.
Vaush doesn't even know his own fucking argument. This is hilarious. He's like, what?
Well,
what? All these postmodernist thinkers attended Ivy League schools? This is the first I'm hearing of this.
Vaush has no argument at all.
No.
So he just has to like try to pick apart his argument as much as, What If's argument as much as possible to try to hide the fact that he doesn't have an argument.
He never has an argument. No.
Well, he does. They're just bad arguments.
Well, everything in his response video was, well, what about ism? It wasn't like counteracting any of the arguments that he made, which was sad.
See, the postmodernist philosophers descended from you can see the modern social justice philosophers descended from the postmodernists.
Wait.
Did you know this lady that he's talking about, Simone de Beauvoir, was in a relationship with John Paul Sartre?
Really? Wow.
Yes. Talk about your thorough line of connection.
Right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
So
she's doing some bedroom talk with Sartre.
There you go. And I think it says, according to the Wikipedia page, it says Judith Butler was influenced by all this stuff, obviously, too. This is where her gender as a performance stuff comes from.
Was she actually an understudy of her? Because I'm not sure. Judith Butler was an understudy of some famous postmodernist or philosopher.
Yeah. Right. I don't know. I don't think it was her, though.
Where like Kimberly Crenshaw.
Wait, these are totally different demographics.
Were students of Foucault. They were students of Marcuse. And they literally write that.
Look, now Vaush is trying to say, he's drawing the causal link, and Vaush is like, no, these were totally different. What are you talking about? You're so right about all Vaush does is try to pick apart somebody's argument. No, you're wrong is the only thing he has to contribute.
You can see that on their Wikipedia page.
Wait, earlier you said, wait, please, because you run on a train, you try to make like 30 points. Please.
He's only trying to make one. This is so dishonest. He's trying to make one point. He said, can you give me the thorough line from Simone de Beauvoir to gender ideology today? And he's trying to give that, and Vaush interrupts every 5 seconds to not let him just speak, to give the thorough line.
Right. Yeah.
Or the through line.
It's Vaush's question. He's not being evasive. He's answering the question, and he's giving a perfect example of an ideological through line that Vaush could use, if he had one, for the claim that he's made.
Okay, this is hilarious. One of Judith Butler's early essays is called Variations on Sex and Gender in Beauvoir.
Oh, wow.
Wittig and Foucault. Most of the essay focuses on French feminist philosopher Simone de Beauvoir.
Right.
And particularly her great feminist treatise, The Second Sex.
Yeah.
There you go. So there's your line.
So if she's literally writing a paper based on this other person, I think there's a pretty logical through line, right? I mean,
yes.
It's not like they were just both had the same goal.
I know. It's so ridiculous.
From Marx and from Simone de Beauvoir to the modern left.
You claimed, that the teaching that gender and sex are separate is a product of like Frankfurt School postmodernist influence. So you now need to prove that postmodernists founded the American public school system. They didn't. Well, then how?
What?
Yeah, that's fucking. Well, how does that? What is the logical connection there? I don't understand.
He just said, in order to make your claim true about gender ideology today, coming from Simone de Beauvoir, you have to prove that Simone de Beauvoir created the public
school?
education system in America.
Yeah, this is
what the
good.
fuck does that even mean?
Maybe he'll elaborate this.
Okay.
Don't hold your breath.
How can you say there's any connection whatsoever? So
back.
you now need to...
left.
You claimed, okay, that the teaching that gender and sex are separate is a product of like Frankfurt School postmodernist influence. So you now need to prove that postmodernists founded the American public school system. They didn't. Well, then how can you say there's any connection whatsoever between postmodernism and the teaching of gender and sex being divergent concepts in modern public education? Those were set up by thinkers in the 19th and 20th.
What the fuck? Sitch, this is fucking retarded. What is the logical connection between teaching in school and founding a school?
So, listen, I try to give people good faith generally. Okay, I try to give people a benefit of the doubt here. It's hard for me to imagine because I don't think Vaush is like low IQ stupid at all.
Yeah, we hard disagree. We have a major disagreement over
I know
this.
you might disagree with that. I don't think he's low IQ stupid. I think he's ignorant.
Okay,
on
yeah,
many things.
Yeah, okay, I got you. He's smart, but he's just unknowledgeable.
Well, yeah, he's smart but unknowledgeable and completely controlled by his elephant and motivated reasoning.
Right. Yeah.
Which is why it's hilarious what he said at the beginning of the
He
conversation.
doesn't have free will. He's like the supercomputer.
Yeah, he is an NPC. He's a debate NPC.
Right.
So that's why it's hard for me to envision this line of reasoning as anything other than just blatant, dishonest bullshit.
Yeah,
Okay?
I agree.
Because it's what he's saying is insane. He's saying, well, because public schools now, some public schools teach that there's a distinction between gender and sex, you have to prove that the concept of public schools were created by postmodern neo-Marxists, which is so insane of a thing to say. You almost don't know how to respond to it.
Yeah, there's no causal connection between either of those claims.
Right.
Why does it even matter? Why is one claim dependent on the other?
That's like saying, listen, okay, I went into the kitchen and I saw that the cookies were eaten. And since the sky is blue right now, I'm pretty sure that means that you ate the cookie. Listen, I don't care the fact that I got cookie crumbs all over my mouth. Ignore that. Okay,
Right.
I'm looking at the sky and it's blue, and I'm pretty sure that means it's you.
Yeah. Non sequitur.
Yes,
That's what they call
unrelated.
that. This is what the fuck?
20th modernism and the teaching of gender and sex being divergent concepts in modern public education. Those were set up by thinkers in the 19th and 20th centuries influenced by Enlightenment thinking. How could there possibly be any influence from postmodernism?
Because the concept of public education was created by someone else. Vaush thinks that means that what is being taught in the schools can't possibly be influenced by someone else. Look, that's insane.
How can you say this guy is smart?
Because
this might be the dumbest thing ever uttered on the internet.
It's smart. I'll tell you why it's smart. Because people in his chat, and maybe even people in What If's chat, are not listening close enough to understand what he just said is fucking crazy.
It's insane.
Like, it takes a level of dishonest intelligence to even craft that framework in the first. Because think about it, like, this is so ludicrously nonsensical. Like, how you couldn't just stumble upon this via blind luck to make this statement. This has to be intentional.
I would just
Am I out of my mind?
No,
this
you're
has
not.
To be intentional.
If I was debating, I would be. How do you respond to that? Like, what now? How do those two claims come together?
Right.
Now I have to explain where public school came from.
Yes.